Hey guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. My apologies for not posting in a week, but sometimes life is to where you just want to deal with it and not talk about it. And that's what happened to me. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of November. Today is a federal holiday in Germany, and so I'm off today. This week I had to take a step that I didn't think I would have to take on YouTube, and that is I had to get the premium, the YouTube premium, and that is because YouTube has forced both of my browsers, Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome, to drop the ad blocker. And which means that I had to watch every ad. And since I'm very active on YouTube, you guys know I'm not into mainstream media and not into advertisement. And when I see an advertisement of something, I tend to not buy it on purpose. And so with my ADD, I couldn't deal with all the ads, and so I finally had to break and get the YouTube Premium membership, which costs around $12 a month. And so I'm part of that club now, which is kind of annoying because now I'm paying for something that I had before, and that is watching YouTube videos without the ads. Can you guys let me know if the same happened to you? Like, most of you live in other countries, not in Germany, and so it would be of interest to me to know if YouTube did the same thing globally, force people into getting the YouTube Premium membership. Something that threw me a little bit this week, I have to admit, is the fact that Matthew Perry died. He was the one that played Chandler Bing in the TV series Friends, and he's 1 year younger than me. And I just recently read his autobiography, and he seemed to have things under control. And now he's gone. Which, I'm aware of the fact that none of us have internal life on this planet. Eventually, everyone's number is up. And with my parents deteriorating the way they have been for the past few years, you can imagine, and I've mentioned it several times, that my sister and I are talking a lot about, death, about our very limited time on this planet. And but it always seems to get to me when people die that I really resonated with. And Matthew Perry was one of them. Not because of his horrific ways with women, how he took advantage of them, and some things he did in his private life, but it seemed in his autobiography that he really made peace with what he had done. He forgave himself. He sought forgiveness from the people that he hurt, and now he's gone anyway, at an age 1 year younger than me. Another thing I wanted to address is that on my other channel, here and there, I get the question how I know certain things. Like on my other channel, I talk about Amber Reed, and I've been predicting what she does or analyzing what she does correctly for 5 years now, and people want to know how I do that. And I don't claim to be some kind of oracle that has all the answers, because God knows I don't. My life is very flawed. I battle my own demons. But when it comes to other people, I have kind of an instinct, like an intuition, and we all have that. Only some of us don't take advantage of it. And so when I see somebody like Amber Reed and she says something, it usually comes with a vibration in her voice. And it is usually a lie vibration that feels very heavy, very forced, very fake. And so I can tell when she lies, or when she says certain things have happened. It's all her saying things. And with that comes the vibration of either truth or lie. And in her case, it's 99% lies. And it's probably because she doesn't have a connection between herself and reality. And so she thinks she can just lie and nobody can tell, because she's so far detached from what the human body and mind is capable of doing, that she cannot even imagine that somebody can tell whether or not she is lying. It's the same with Chantal when she says, "Where's the proof?" Um, they both seem to not be aware of the fact that we're all connected energetically, and that we send out certain energies when we say things, or sometimes even, when we don't say anything. For example, I'm a receptionist, you guys know that, and so sometimes things happen that I can't explain. I'm sitting at the reception, somebody walks up the steps, getting ready to enter the first of the two doors. They're, automatic doors of the reception. And all of a sudden, I get a very heavy feeling, a very, sad, like depressed feeling, a negative feeling that is weighing me down. And it came out of nowhere, but it came at the same time that person entered the lobby. And so when she did, I could not recognize her. I didn't even know that it was a her or a he. But I instantly said, "Oh my gosh, what is going on?" Because that energy was so heavy and so negative, that it overwhelmed me. And so as that person was coming closer, I couldn't see who it was because the sun was shining from behind them. And so I could only see the outline of that person. And so when she came closer and the lobby lights hit her face, I realized that it was one of my colleagues from the customer care department. And she had been crying. Her whole face was wet. She looked horrible. Her eyes were swollen, and she was dressed in black. And I said, "What is going on?" And she said, "Well, I'm here for the funeral." That was, for the day that my colleague that had died at the age of 59 from IT, his memorial service, and his funeral were on the same day. And so she came in to be part of that. But I didn't know it when she came in. I had no idea. And so I detected her feelings. And some call it being an empath, or being, extremely sensitive to energies. I don't know, what people want to call it. They can call it whatever they want. But this is how I detect certain things. So that person, even if her eyes had not been swollen, and she had not just been crying to where her face was wet, and if she had not worn black, she could have never fooled me that she's doing okay. Because I felt her energy before she even approached my counter. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know where that comes from. I just know it's, that's what happens in my life, that I detect, or I feel people's feelings, and a lot of the time I can also read their thoughts. And this is what that feels like. Like all of a sudden I feel sad, or the other way around, it doesn't work all that much, because I guess it's our standard mode to be like neutral or in a positive state. And so it only hits me when there's a negative energy. I can't think of any explanation or any example where a positive energy impacted me the way negative energy does. I don't know. I might have to correct myself in the future, but I can't think of an example right now. Another example is, and I've mentioned it several times before, is when I was a hotel front desk associate or agent or whatever they want to call it in New Mexico, and two men checked in, and they turned out to be father and son, and they were both over 6'5". I'm guesstimating, and it was in the evening, and so when they came in, instantly when they entered the lobby, and I could see them. Other than my colleague that was so sad, I could instantly see them, and as soon as I could feel their energy, I felt like they were up to no good. They were gonna do something bad, not as in rob me or harm me in any way, but they were just simply up to no good. They had a very negative aura about them, and I cannot see auras. I have to. I have to make that very clear. I did exercises for that, but I never managed to see auras. All I have is an instant feeling of somebody being, good or bad, or, not 100% good or bad, but you know what I'm saying. And so these two men checked in, and I had to run their credit card in order to put a hold on it. For the hotel room, and none of the credit cards that they provided me with worked. They were all declined, and they seemed to get angry about that. I mean, they started to get angry about it. They didn't phrase it, and they didn't look it, but I could sense it. And so I said, oh, we'll figure it out later. And so I let them check in against policy, because I have to have a valid form of payment, and I have to be able to put a hold on the credit card account in order to let them check in. And so I let them check in anyway. And as soon as they had left the lobby to go to their room, they only wanted one room. And so I let them check in. They disappeared, and I instantly called the general manager, and I said, this is what I did. I went against policy, and I'm still scared shitless. These two men are up to no good, and I didn't find it in me to tell them, to turn them away. And so the general manager said, you did the right thing, because I don't want for you to get harmed there, And so we'll figure it out in the morning. And so it turns out, like, I ended my shift and I went home, and the next morning when I came in, the housekeepers, the head of the housekeeper came to me, and she was crying because of what these two men had done to the room. They had checked out. And I did make a photocopy of their IDs. That's what I did, and that's how we got them in the end. But we never received any form of payment from them. And what they had done is they had used that king-size suite to smear feces all over the walls, over the furniture, including the bed, the floors. Just everything, just totally psychopathic. I'm not sure what their deal was, but I had a feeling that they were up to no good, and I was actually right. And I still can't explain where that feeling came from. It's just, this is how my intuition operates. I all of a sudden feel things or know things, or sometimes I don't. Let me give you that example. On a Thursday, the other receptionist asked if I wanted to switch shifts the next day, and we did. And because we did, I wasn't downtown at a certain time where something really bad happened, where people were butchered in the downtown area of my hometown. And so I would have actually been there because that was on my path to get home. And I might have gotten hurt, and I didn't, because I listened to my intuition when at short notice the other receptionist wanted to know if I wanted to switch shifts. And these kind of things happen all the time. It's like the weather forecast says tomorrow is going to be 100% sunshine, 0% chance of rain. And so logic would indicate that I don't take an umbrella with me, but I wake up in the morning and I feel maybe I should bring an umbrella, and I do, and then it rains, even though the weather forecast said that it wouldn't. And so I'm in touch like with, I don't know, energies that that's all I can describe them as, and that's how I take advantage of that in my own life. And when I have a feeling about somebody else, like, hey, don't, like with my husbands, I would tell them, can you like drive a different route today or something? I have a bad feeling. And in the beginning, of course, when they were in the process of getting to know me, they were like, that's weird. But they learned to trust my judgment because something would happen, like a big crash. And so they would have gotten into an accident or whatever. It's the same with planes, and I just take advantage of it. I've learned over the years to listen to my intuition. And with my other channel where I talk about Amber and Chantal, I give other people that benefit, that they, I don't know, those that don't believe me wouldn't be on my channel anyway. But I would like to spread that advantage that I have, that I know when people lie or when they tell the truth. And so far, I've been right. And I'm not the kind of person that gets a kick out of being right, or that would have a problem with admitting that she's wrong. That's not it at all. But in my younger days, I would have loved to have somebody that says to me, hey, I have a feeling that this is a bad decision. And maybe I would have listened to them, maybe I wouldn't have, but I wished I had had a person like that. Being in touch with energies that I have no way of, tapping into. And so that is one of the reasons why I made that other channel, where I help people understand that Amber and Chantal are full of shit. They are criminals in the sense that they manipulate and they lie, and they do it just in order to make enough money to continue overeating. And they have dropped all moral ethics or standards in order to do that. And since it doesn't cost me a lot of time to make these videos, I just think, if it helps other people understand Chantal and Amber, maybe even in the sense that, I'm not saying Amber is a bad person. She just doesn't know any better. And she's completely self-unaware. And if she was, she would understand that she doesn't only hurt herself, but also people in the audience. But so far, she doesn't care about neither hurting herself nor others. And I know because I can sense it. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm probably not. I can sense that neither one of them, neither Chantal nor Amber, are going to change their lives before they die. They're not going to do anything to extend their lifespan because they've basically given up already. They just want to eat, and that's all they can see. And in order to continue to be able to do that, they lie, and they don't want to be called out on their lies. They just want to get the views so that they can continue paying their bills and continue being smug and arrogant and feel like they're better than others. But deep down inside, they know. Every soul knows. And they can lie to themselves all they want. But in the end, they're going to go out in the delusion that has become their lives. And I have a strong feeling about both of them, that they're going to die in the delusion that they are in right now. This is what that feels like. I'm not clairvoyant or other clair versions. I just know certain things sometimes without without any logical reason or without any apparent reason. And even when I told you guys a story about walking through Walmart in the States, and I would usually go shopping when nobody else would, because I prefer not to, have a whole lot of people around me. And so I went shopping, and a guy came walking towards me, and instantly I felt like I did with that colleague of mine that came in and was in tears because of our colleague that had died. And I heard him say something like, along the lines of, he's gonna kill himself, it's not worth it. And I didn't know what to do at the time, because I can't just approach people and say, I just read your mind, and here's my opinion on that. But with him, it was so strong, and he seemed so desperate that when he walked past me, I said, it's gonna get better, don't do it. And he said, what are you talking about? And I said, just don't do it. And I kept walking, and he was trying to find out what I was trying to tell him, or he probably knew instinctively that I had read his mind, but I wasn't in the state of mind to explain it to him, so I just kept walking, and that must have creeped him out, I don't know. But I had to learn over the years to trust my intuition. Like, looking back at my younger days, my intuition was always strong, and it kept me from a whole bunch of things, bad situations. But other times, for example, both of my marriages, when I ran into both of my husbands, I had a feeling that this is not going anywhere. It's not going to serve me any good, it's just going to help them. But I could have just said, yeah, so I'm just gonna give up on that, but I didn't, because I was trying to tell myself that this is just me trying to not get into another relationship in order to not get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to rationalize it in my head that I'm gonna go ahead with the decision of getting into a relationship with both of them. And so many times in my life I didn't listen to my intuition, and I went against it, and it turned out I should have listened to it. But it took a whole bunch of really bad experiences for me to realize maybe I should listen to my intuition right away, and when the bullshit meter goes off, to really trust it. And since I've been doing that, my life has become a lot better than before. And so, yeah, this is the explanation. Like I said, here and there I get the question, how do I know things? I always seem like like somebody reads the telephone book to them. I tell them things that I can't possibly know with the certainty of I actually know. And I never know if I'm right. I just tell you guys what presents itself to me in terms of energy, and it turns out to be right. I'm not sure why. And once in a while I feel like apologizing to Amber, because when you depend on, and Chantal equally, when you depend on people believing your lies, it can't be easy having people out there that call you out on your lies, and that have yet to be proven wrong. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's gotta be very uncomfortable. And but on the other hand, I believe that people that believe these two ladies, they've deserved warnings, and they can do with that what they want, believe me or not. But I know a lot of people get hurt by watching these two channels, by them stringing their audience along and always not promising things but announcing things they're never gonna do, and year after year passes by and all they ever do is gain weight and not do what they said they would do. And and at the same time they tease things that they're going to talk about later, which they never do. And so I'm so disgusted by that I would like to use my powers to give people the opportunity to have a head warning. I don't know if you can call it that, but all right, you guys, the first part I recorded in the car, and so I'm not sure. I listened to part of it to see how the sound quality is, and I think I was, my mouth was too close to my phone, to the microphone, and so I apologize for that. I hope I can fix it a little in editing. If I can't, I'm really sorry. And so yeah, I hope you guys had a nice weekend and a nice Halloween. I don't celebrate it anymore. I don't, my daughter lives in the States. She was into it. I'm just into the fall. I'm into storms. I'm into cold weather and rain and the sunshine hours not being as brutal as they were in the summertime, and so I enjoy fall. Probably because I was born in the fall, I'm not sure. But yeah, so I love orange. I love the smell of oranges, the color orange, and those, the leaves, the different colors of leaves. I enjoy all of it. And the fact that the pollen are not out there so much anymore, which I can feel now. My symptoms are getting a lot better, but it's kind of a scary thought that every spring and every fall I get incapacitated like that. Yeah, and I'm still not at the top of my game. I'm still feeling like I don't have all of my energy back, but I've been doing a lot to feel better. Eat oranges, eat tangerines, drink plenty of water, get enough sleep, and drink tea and stuff like that. And I'm also going to increase my vitamin D intake because the sunshine hours are decreasing now, and I don't want to get depressed or any more depressed. And so in the winter months, I always increase my vitamin D intake. And so, yeah, this is it for me for today. Thank you for listening to this. And let me know if you can relate. And I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.